Good afternoon, Mr. and Mrs. America, and all the ships at sea. So, whether you watch me on Facebook, YouTube, or you're here in the Zoom chat, I'm so happy to have you here. I am Carl Gray III, your favorite business solutions architect, here to tell you how to get the authority that you've always wanted, needed, and desired. Uh, before I get into it, I want to just say thank you for coming in. I am so glad that you are choosing yourself. You're choosing your future. You are choosing to walk in your authority, which is most important. That's what you really want to do. You want to walk in your authority. So, I'm gonna jump right into this because it is very important. I know everybody's time is valuable and money loves speed, and I want to help you all to get to the money as soon as possible with all intensive purposes. And as John F. Kennedy said, with all affirmative action. So, I'm here to talk to you about why your authority can sell what your hustle cannot. And you're just one book away from your next level. I'm not talking about just any book. It's a specific type of book that I've learned works and has worked the world over for so many people in so many areas. All right. So here we go. So I'm going to make you these promises, right? Before we're done, before you leave today, again, whether you're on Facebook, YouTube, you're watching the replay, you're here in the Zoom room, all those good things. I got four promises, and I want y'all to hold me to these promises. If you're going to hold me to these promises, please type yes in the chat, yes in the comments. Say, Carl, I'm going to hold you to this because you are a man of your word. Just give me a quick yes in the chat if you're going to do that for me. All right. Thank y'all. Appreciate it. Okay. So, inform problems. The first thing I'm gonna do, because we gotta identify your problem. Like we're gonna talk about why your authority is currently capped, right? And really how to fix it. What is going to get you to the next level? What's going to have you be seen as that person, that go-to person that people need to have, right? Secondly, I'm going to talk about how to position yourself as more than an expert, right? Experts are everywhere. You need to be more than an expert. You need to be a part of that elite group of people that people go to for whatever they want. I'm going to tell you how to do that. Number two, how to turn that knowledge into a client magnet, not just a business, not just something that people can go to, but something that draws them in. Right. That's very important. You find a way to get people to come to you because they know what you know and they know that you have exactly what they want. Then, last but not least, I'm going to show you how to get it done faster than you ever thought possible. Like ever. Like like, oh my goodness, I had no idea that I could do it this fast. So I'm gonna pull back the curtain from things why people like that you even call experts, like Alex Hormozi, Barack Obama, John Maxwell, Rachel Hollis, all these people. I'm gonna show you how they position themselves and how you can do the exact same thing. But I'm asking you, please stay until the end because I've got something very special for those who will make it all the way to the end and make a decision to move forward with me. This is one of my best resources ever. As I said before, if you saw the ad, I make no bones about it. It's made me almost $1 million over the last 3 years using this one hidden gem to turn me into an authority. But listen, that's only for those who want to stick to the end. I got you. I promise I'm gonna rock with you. Now, let me jump into my story, right? Carl Gray III, born in Landover, Maryland, went to Hampton University, got my degree, had all this experience on all these things, right? But the problem is, no one cared about my resume. Nobody. These are some of the people I had served. The largest uh, provider of websites in the nation, I mean, in the world at the time, Network Solutions. I'd done consulting for them. I was a subject matter expert for the United States Treasury, writing one of their strategic plans. The that was on my resume. The Lynx Corporation, Miami-Dade County. This is just a few people that I worked with. Even the other HU. I'm a Hamptonian, so the other HU. I helped the less fortunate. The largest hotel chain, the Marriott, Ritz-Carlton. Worked with all of them, but no one cared. Like I wanted to write business plans. I had become an expert at writing business plans. I could literally write them in my sleep. It was something I really loved to do. I studied it and I wrote. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I literally would write a business plan when I saw my friends writing a business. I write a business plan. I wouldn't give it to them because I was a little ashamed, but and that was a part of this, the thing that keeps us back, that imposter syndrome. But anyway, and then I started my own business, and I was like, I'm gonna write people business plan. Nobody was buying them. I had the skill, but I did not have the authority. I worked for multinational companies. I was charging $600 or $700 to write business plans that I know could get people 5 or 6 figures in funding. But that's when I realized being good at what you do does not matter if nobody sees you. See, you can't deposit potential. You can only deposit proof. Just sitting up there telling somebody that you can do something doesn't mean anything if you're not showing them the proof, showing them how that actually matters, how that could actually work for them, right? So here was my turning point. It was when I finished my very first book, The 7 Day Business Plan. It took me 4 years to write, but it did go number one bestseller. That's a great thing. But I was overthinking. I was, how you getting that massive, I'm keep editing, doubting myself. But the moment it went live, it changed my business overnight. Not only did people see me differently, they go and buying the book and like, oh, congratulations, Carl. Oh, I didn't know you were doing this. People didn't even know what I was doing anymore. Some people thought I was still in politics. Some people thought I was still playing music professionally. Some people thought I was still hacking, whatever. Like, no, I'm a business consultant now. It wasn't until I put this book out there and I said, I'm going to be this. I'm going to present myself as this. And then I got to tell you, there was a moment. I call it a 10K moment. I'm walking through Barnes and Nobles because I don't really know much about this whole book thing, but I said, I know I need to do a book signing. So I said, what better place to go? I go to the Barnes and Nobles in Bowie, Maryland. And I'm walking through there, get ready to go to where the manager sits, and I see a woman, and she looks very familiar. And I'm one of those people, I don't forget a face. I'm like, I know this person, and I know this person, and I know them from a good place, right? So I said, I was like, I know you from somewhere. And she said, no. She started asking me, you know, I started asking her, well, were you in politics? She's like, no, we do this, do that. I said, well, I was in development. She said, oh, you probably know my husband. And her husband was one of the largest developers in our area in Prince George's County, and doing real estate. And she said, I said, oh yeah, that's like my big bro. And she called him, so he calls him immediately. She puts him on FaceTime and we're talking back and forth. She said, baby, I didn't call you so y'all could talk. I wanted to show you this. And she held up my book in his camera on FaceTime. His eyes lit up. He said, baby, read the table of contents to me. And she starts going through the table of contents. Halfway through, said, this brother knows what he's talking about. I said, Carl, if I give you $10,000, can you help my wife and my sister write their business plan? Now, this was the same process that I was charging $600 or $700. I was getting less than 10% of what somebody was offering me, not even pitching me, not even me pitching them. I simply just held up a book, my book that had my name on it. And you know what he thought in his mind? Oh, this man has wrote the book on business plans. See, that's authority. That's not hype. That's not hustle. That's proof. That's something he could see that I put my name on. I had the audacity to say that I could write business plans in 7 days. Now, is there something out there that you're selling that you just wish people would pay you 10 times more? If that's you, say me in the chat. I want to hear. I need you to see yourself in this moment where all of a sudden people are coming to you just seeing that you have it and you can do it, right? So, see, everything changed the moment I published. After that, I wasn't chasing. I wasn't out here trying to convince people to work with me. People started coming to me ready to buy. Every client after that came faster, easier, and at higher prices. And that was just my first book, The 7 Day Business Plan. I was getting people, I ended up getting a contract with a university that paid $198,000. I always round up to 200 because it sounds better, right? But $198,000 for 6 weeks of work to develop their risk management framework because I had a book that showed I knew business. See, I don't lead with the resume now. I lead with the book. It's the best business card I ever have in my life. So then I said, I need to write another book. It wasn't even on purpose. My pastor asked me to lead a group of people at our church to um to write their book. Because she had said, you need a book, you need a book, you need a book. And there were so many, I mean, from in their 20s all the way up to their 60s and 70s. And she asked me to be the one to help them to actually put it down in the book. That's when I actually found out about ChatGPT, early 2004. And so having the technical mind that I had, I went and I studied and I said, okay, I can do this. So I helped them to do it. But in the midst of that, I decided I wanted to write my own book. So over the course of a month, I wrote Raising Future Founders, which ended up being changed to Raising Founders, right? Wrote that book in a month using AI. And it's already generated $300,000 in revenue for me. And this is in large contracts. This isn't like just here, there. No, probably about five contracts in total over three clients has gotten me this money. Right. Um, so just so you see that everything changes. And I kind of want to put it in a way where you can look at it and understand this is really what happened next. So now my trainings, one day I show up, maybe 3 to 4 hours. I'm getting anywhere from 10,000 to 36,000 just to show up for 1 to 2 days. Speaking engagements, I don't step on stage for less than $3,000 now. I can often upsell them books to get me even more. Repeat customers all the time coming to me. I got $135,000 for 3 weeks of work doing what I love to do. I already told you about the strategy deal I got with the university for 190K. $160,000 multi-year teaching partnership with the school, all because I wrote the book on something. See, and then I said, I need to make a change. I want to be on different stages. I want to be in different rooms. And so I wrote the book that I wanted to read. And that's my most recent book that came out about a month ago, a little less than a month ago, called 55 Laws of Entrepreneurship. This is where I said, I want to put myself up there with the greats. That's what I wanted to do. I'll be honest with you. That's what I said. And so I used AI, of course, to help me change my voice and all this type of stuff. You know, um, and so now I'm in the room with a lot of like Les Brown is now my new granddaddy. He's adopted me. Tracy Lynn is now my auntie. You know, the queen of AI now has me. I'm actually in her, but Alicia Little, I'm one of her test subjects in her trainings. Right, this is the book I wanted to read because I'm a huge Robert Greene fan, the author of 48 Laws of Power, and I was getting ready to do um, a program called 75 Hard, and 75 Hard you're supposed to read 10 pages a day. But the book that was there that I wanted didn't exist, so I said I need to write it. But now this has me gaining authority in circles like I never imagined, right? See, but what happens is so often, you get stuck in trying to convince people that you can do something. Maybe it's a post, maybe you try to do, you're running ads, like, okay, let me do this course, let me do this webinar, let me do something, right? But see, it's a leaky pipe that happens, right? You're losing your leads, you're losing your sales, you're losing your credibility. It's like having that cracked pipe behind your wall, right? You can't see the leak, but your water bill keeps getting higher. It's like you're not getting the pressure coming out when you turn the hose on. So you don't realize the real reason your marketing feels hard, your sales feel slow, and your visibility is low. It's because you're leaking authority. People need a better reason to listen to you. See, but you won't know to invest the resource to a problem that you don't know exists. So now I've said it, but I really want to make it visible to you, right? And then give you the tool that fixes it. So I won't leave you comfortless, right? See, the real solution isn't more marketing, it's more authority. See, you don't need another ad. Ads are good, ads are great. You don't need another funnel. I have an entire agency that builds funnels, so I know they're good too. But I'm not talking to that part of you right now. You need a book that does the talking for you, not just any book, an authority book. See, because a regular book shares ideas. An authority book shifts how people see you. And more than that, it shifts what they're willing to pay for your services. See, it positions you to get paid for your offer, not your hours, based upon what you're actually bringing to the table, right? So, just a couple of weeks ago, I'm sitting across from my granddaddy, right? It's a few of us. Um, and he says in no uncertain terms, best known beats best at. Best known beats best at. Yesterday was an election. Y'all may have seen that, right? We have elections every 4 years. Best known beats best at. Um, I'm not getting political right now, but think about there are some people who have a opinion of our current president, right? They don't think he's best at his job. Some people think he's the worst at his job, but he beat people that could have been better. Why? Because he was best known. And you could talk about the methodology, the man's best known. He was able to get people to do it because he created himself as an authority, right? So I'm gonna ask you the question: have you watched someone with less experience get more opportunity, more clients, more recognition than you? And see, it's not because they're better, it's because they're seen. You don't get paid for what people, you don't get paid for what you know. You really get paid for what people think you know. See, an authority is what makes people think that's the one I want to work with. See, as I said before, authority sells what hustle can't. See, because the same people that ignored me when I was selling for 700 came begging for me at 10,000, begging, right? And then yesterday's price, not today's price. Well, Carl, just the other day you said, I said yesterday's price, not today's price. I'm a published author. I wrote the book on business plans. I'm not saying it from a cocky standpoint. I'm saying it from a place of authority, right? So I want to give you some examples, as I talked about before, that may be very, 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 you may be able to understand them. These individuals here, Barack Hussein Obama, I'm going to talk about him. Since we're going to talk about one president, let's talk about another. I was a political science major at Hampton University from 2000 to 2005. Senior year was so nice, had to do it twice. I was very involved in politics, was running campaigns, consulting, community outreach director, all these type of things. And I had never heard of Barack Obama. 4 years later, he was my president. Why? He started with a book. Alex Hormozy, people see him as a genius for all the things that he's done. But everything that he's done has been surrounding what? A book. Gary Vaynerchuk with Crush It. Simon Sinek, Start With Why. John C. Maxwell, one of my absolute favorite authors, one of my favorite people. He is the foremost authority on leadership. The only reason so many people believe him about leadership is not because of all the people that he's helped, it's because of all the books that he has written. See, the book gives you the authority that forces people to listen to you. They'll at least turn their head, pay attention, and question if you know what you're talking about. Right now, people don't even question you, they ignore you. And that's what you got to be afraid of. And if you think you're better than all these people, I'm going to tell you somebody you're not better than, the creator of the universe. He even establishes his authority through a book. See, but we ignore that part. He's the most powerful being in the world and doesn't even rely solely on his godness. He doesn't go around saying, I'm God, y'all listen to me. No, he put it in a book. Are we greater than him? Can we get away with something that he had to do? His authority is documented. So what does that say about us as creators, leaders, entrepreneurs? We need an authority book. And I understand it hurts sometimes to be invisible, to feel invisible, to that it's like I know all this stuff and I'm ignored. See, you don't have to stay invisible because you're not starting from zero. It's already in your head. You probably even got it written on paper somewhere scattered. You're sitting on the genius. You just need that one thing. You don't need more information. You don't need more trainings. You don't even really need more motivation. You need proof. You need evidence. See, without evidence, people assume you're untested. But putting it in a book gives you a level of audacity with that authority, right? And I know it's like, well, I'm just gonna buy more ads. Or I'm gonna create a course and put people in it. See, books outperform courses all day, every day. See, ads get attention. Courses give information. Books build authority. See, books travel farther and live longer. They open rooms that ads can't. It's the sales call you never have to attend. So what's possible for you? I want to help you. I want to show you right now how to do this authority thing, right? But I want you to see, first I need you to see exactly the methodology behind the book itself, right? So here's what it does. The number one, it positions you, and you want to do that. So you need that good offer, right? But you see, it positions you to get paid based on your offer. It structures your influence, right? So it's not just about sitting, having something cute on Amazon so you can brag about, make a post, have your friends say congratulations and like, nah. It's about building that book that becomes your business development engine. That's what this is, right? So you structure your influence. The way that I write books, the way I show my people how to write books, and is, we make it so they don't have to finish the book to want to hire you. Remember, I said Kareem read the table of contents and wrote a check for $10,000, right? And then we publish with power. We put we set it up. There's certain elements that have to make it make sense. The front cover, the back cover, the title, different artwork, certain things like what's on this page, what's on that page, how you set up table of contents, all of those things, even more so than the information. You got the information. It's really just about packaging it, right? So, this is how we do it. We position it to pay, like I said, we structure for influence and we publish it with power. That's it. But see, get a little deeper into the benefits of it. You get access. It's a different room with a different introduction. I talk all the time that I'm a three-time best-selling author. And most of the time people jerk their head back because not only don't they read books, they never like most people don't write a book, they don't even read books that much. So if somebody that writes it, like, oh my goodness, you must know something. Alignment, it helps me identify those people who really want and need me. And then automation. Yes, of course, the funnels and all that, but they literally sell while I sleep. I don't know when somebody's going to be on Amazon and see my stuff come up, or when they're going to be reading it and scan the QR code on the inside and book an appointment with me. Right. So now that you know what authority book does, the question is, do you have one? Right? Well, I got a book. I wrote this, I wrote that, but this is an authority book. Has it positioned you where people can't resist you? See, because until you have that authority book, you'll keep working twice as hard for half the results. And it's not because your content isn't good, it's because you're missing the proof piece. See, the authority book doesn't replace your hustle. You still don't have to hustle, but the thing is, it multiplies it, right? And that's what I'm here to help you to build, right? But see the excuses that sound like logic, and a lot of us go through it, right? I need more time. No, you need a deadline and somebody to help you. I'm not a writer. Well, duh, you're an entrepreneur. You ain't get that time to be a writer, but you're a problem solver, and your goal is to capture that and make it your authority. No one knows me. Well, yeah, we just talked about that. Your book makes an intro that your voice can't even do. It's not perfect. Perfect keeps you poor. That's just real. Like, well, I need to look. I just told you, you're not even pressed for people to read the whole thing. Like my latest book, 55 Laws of Entrepreneurship. I have to do a reprint of it now because there's a mistake in it, a big mistake. But that ain't stopped me from publishing it. Yep, I'll be real. I tried before. Well, this time you're not doing it alone. You got me. Your boy is here to help you. I promise. Right? Um, and so how do I make an excuse for you? Artificial intelligence, we're revealing it fast. We're revealing your voice fast. I don't like taking a lot of time to do anything. Anybody who knows me knows that about me, right? So, how do I know that this can work? So, there was a challenge that changed everything. Some of you may know a woman named Kiara Sade. She is a social media mogul. She knows how to get stuff out there, but she's also the type of person that's very no nonsense when she talks. And I was telling her about, the book, and I was telling her about, how I helped, all these people do it. And she was like, "You can't help me do it." I said, "I promise you I can." And so I made a bet. We made a bet for $1,000. She said that I couldn't help her write her book in a day. We sat down, got on Zoom, and went from blank page to a 10 chapter book in 6 hours. I walked through my process, the same framework I've been refining. She had a completed manuscript with her voice, not sounding like somebody else, not sounding like Chat GPT, Chatty, whatever y'all want to call it. It sounded like her. And if you know her, if you ever talk to her, you know she has a very, very distinguished way of talking and presenting. And it sounded like her. And that's the moment that changed everything for me. But see, because I found out it wasn't just about, you know, me being able to do this. It's about helping others to take their authority back. See, a couple of weeks ago when I was in Florida, I was sitting back trying to figure out, how do I help my people? How do I help the people that are coming to me? They need help with their businesses. And said, "Carl, what helped you the most?" It was books. Every time I needed money, I wrote a book. And 3 times. When I wanted to get big, I wrote a book. That's it. That's literally it. So I'm pretty much finished now, but I need you to, I need y'all to help me. Tell me, did I fulfill my four promises? Right? Did I tell you why your authority is capped? Why you're sitting back not getting what you paid for? I think I did. I've told you how to position yourself as more than an expert by putting it in an authority book. I told you how to turn that knowledge into a client magnet, right? How to make it so that people, when they see the book, when they see the cover, the table of contents, and okay, I'll tell you my secret. I'm just gonna open the door right now. I'm gonna open the door right now. I write my books in a way where if a person gets to chapter 3, they become my perfect customer. Meaning, not only do they come to me, they also come to me prepared to work with me so that my job and their job is easier. It's a better use of their money, a better use of my time. That's how I write it. Chapter 3. Once they get to chapter 3, they're sold if they're supposed to be my customer. And they come check ready. Period. What must I do to write a business plan? What must I do to have my child become an entrepreneur? What must I do to become an entrepreneur myself? That's what we do, right? Um, I even taught you about the AI piece, right? How you can do it faster than ever. But I have to really dig deeper into that and show you how to get it accomplished faster. I want to show you how, it can work. And you can even have this done before the end of this year. Right? So I want to introduce you to the opportunity of a lifetime. The Authority Launch Experience, where you can write your book in 2 days and build your credibility for life. This is not a training, this is a transformation. Because if I can help stubborn Kiara Sade go from a blank page to a book in 6 hours, I know you can do it in 2 days in a group training, right? This isn't just a course, this is a live experience. I'm not teaching you theory, I'm giving you the structure. Inside this intensive, we're writing the manuscript together. That's what we use AI strategically. We amplify your voice. We're not replacing it. By the end of the 2 days, you will walk away with your authority book done, completed, and the framework to turn that book into an opportunity. If that sounds good to you, please Say yes in the chat, in the comments, Facebook, YouTube, Zoom. I need to hear it. How good does that sound to you? Right? So what you'll end up walking away with, number one, is a complete book that positions you as a go-to expert in your field. Right? I say you walk away with that. Now I'm going to give you the framework. You go do it, you come back. No, after those 2 days. Then you get a brand new level of visibility. Doors open that were once locked for you. You have authority that attracts speaking gigs, contracts, credibility that you can bank. And I'm a living witness that it does this. And most importantly, you're no longer that hidden gem. You're the genius that gets seen. And I know you may have written a book already. You've already tried it. You put it out there. But for some reason, it ain't quite go the way you want. I'm telling you, there's a method to the madness. There's a method to how the Bible is written. There's a method to how Barack wrote his book. See, these people all hired experts to help them to get positioned. Right? They paid tens of thousands of dollars. So here's how we get you there. It's a 2-day book sprint. The whole goal is to write the book that opens the doors. Use AI enhanced authoring system because again, your job is not to be a writer, right? You're just going to be an author. So because remember, in order to be the word authority comes from the word author. When they talk about somebody being the expert on something, what do they say? They don't say they have the website on it. They say they wrote the book on it. What is your level of expertise? What are you expert in? You want people to say you wrote the book on that. Yes, Carl Gray has wrote the book on business plans. Are there people out there that can write better business plans than me? Probably. But I wrote the book on business plans. I wrote the book on youth entrepreneurship. Are there people out there who know youth entrepreneurship better than me? No. But the only way people know that is because I wrote the book on it. And yes, I say that with all true humility. I don't think there's a better program for young people than Raising Founders. Period. The publishing playbook, well, we'll actually give you what's necessary to turn it into a revenue engine. So you're not just sitting on a book, right? Now, why 2 days beat 6 months? We know why 2 days beat 6 months. Well, let's really think about it. Because some people are like, oh, well, I'll do it by next summer. My gosh. You ain't gonna let 2 seasons go by before you get your book published? See, momentum matters. The longer it takes, the less likely it is to happen. Are you sitting on 6 chapters right now? Or are you sitting on a table of contents or an idea, or I should have done this, or a bunch of notes about a bunch of different places? I'm just asking. I'm just asking. Right? So if you need a little motivation, everybody likes social proof, right? Let me talk about this, right? Okay. So first I'm going to introduce you. Well, I'll let it speak for itself. I need to share the sound, though. I do know that. That's right.
My name is Elle Antoinette. I'm a feminine leadership strategist, and I'm here to talk about my amazing experience working with Carl to get my book published on Amazon in less than 5 days. So I literally had written down that I wanted to write a book at like the beginning of this year, but all year had basically passed, and I had not done anything in regard to organizing this book. And so I was having a conversation with Carl about it, and Carl was just like, put the book out and put it out in 4 days. And I was like, 4 days? And he was like, yes, you already have written the book. Everything is everywhere. You just haven't organized it. So why are you continuing to waste time? He was like, I know you can do this. So I literally buckled down for like 3 days straight organizing and getting everything together. And on day 5, before my birthday, I was able to release my book, Retiring the Cape, A Radiant Path to Flourishing. Thanks to Carl, I've achieved my goal of becoming a published author. So if you're like struggling, if you're like on the fence with getting something done, you need that hit of like accountability, you definitely want to hire Carl because Carl is going to light the fire underneath you and get you to actually do something that you didn't believe that you could do. So thank you, Carl, for all of your help and all of your support. Thank you again.
Hey, my mother wrote a book, and she wrote it to bless you. So you better say something nice in the comments and go get the book. Tell them about the book, Mom.
Hi, I am Shirley Gray. This is my book, Heart Imparts. And that's what I've done in this book. I've imparted my heart to you to help you understand the importance of imparting your heart to others. Read the book. That's why it's here.
The link is in the comments. Go get it.
My name is
So yeah, those are two people that I help write book. One is one of my clients, Elle Antoinette, and from there, after she wrote the book, her business literally blew up. I need to go back and talk to her about what her numbers are, but she was able to, from the book, launch a course. She has a huge following now, and this is just a few months ago. That she women empowerment. So she created this Substack thing. She's making a whole bunch of money off of. She has people on her high ticket courses, all of that. She's done doing this full time. I don't even really know what she does. And then of course on the left, that's my mama. My mama, like, I don't know how old she is. Last time I checked, she was 37. But that was a long time ago because I'm 43. But she's a senior citizen. I do know that much. But I even helped her get through her book, right? And she's one of those people that struggles heavy with technology. So it's a process, but it's a process for anyone that wants to do it. I'm here to remove all the excuses on why you're not making money. I'm just gonna keep it a buck, right? So be like, yo, so what's the cost of it? I'm gonna tell you up front, right? Now, of course, it's a 2-day live intensive, easily worth over $3,000 to work with me. Trust me, people do it. My VIP days in and of themselves are $7,000 for one day, right? A pre-session strategy call where we make sure that everybody has the right book idea, so we can position it even before day one. Again, the AI powered manuscript, you get access to that system forever. Once you have it, you can use it as many times as you want. Of course, I would love for you to come back to me, but I would rather empower you. I like to create loyalty, not dependence. So this is an empowering process. We be able to do it as much as you want. And of course, the publishing playbook to get it to show you how to walk you through formatting it and putting it on Amazon, and then 30-day of accountability. Weekly check-ins to help you complete and launch confidently. Now, all of this could easily be close to $9,000, but your investment today is just $997. Like, I know people who charge tens of thousands of dollars to ghostwrite. I know people who will, hey, you need to work with me and it takes 6 months. You got to pay me $5,000. I'm working this, that, and the other, all that stuff. I'm doing it for $997. Like, seriously, it's a no-brainer, to be honest with you. I want to make it a no-brainer. Because I really want to help people do this. Now, there may be some of you who are like, hey, now the book is done. You wrote the whole thing. What about the cover? What about all that? I invite you to go VIP. I'm only doing this for 10 because my team, it's time. It takes time to do certain things. So you get everything that comes with the intensive itself. Then you also get white glove packaging, which means in 14 days your book is done. So we format it. We do all the designs inside and out, and we publish it on Amazon with your approved cover and layout. Because as we said before, the cover is extremely important, right? Um, then, of course, like I said, professional cover design. This is not just throwing something in ChatGPT and it coming out and somebody slapping on the book. No, these are artists that make a custom book for you. People love my book cover. Every last thing, like, yo, Carl, this book cover is tight. This book cover is tight. That's because my team is tight. Yes, once I'm keeping a buck with you. Once they did it for me one time, I hired them. I said, no, you can work for me. Period. So yes, they are full time. Then we do your author brand page setup. You get your official Amazon author page optimized and optimize the listing to convert browsers into buyers. And then, we of course got to keep you in a group. You really help you to walk in doing what you want to do. Very high touch support. I'm a high touch consultant. I know some people like just throw you out there, check in on Zoom. I mean, check in on Slack or something like that. No, we're very high touch. I'm easy to reach, Vox access, all that good stuff. Um, but again, that's for those who really, really, really want it done and done to completion. White glove. All we really need is your ideas and you to be there for them 2 days, right? Cool. Now, The real cost of waiting. See, the biggest cost of your business isn't what you're spending. My coach Lamar Tyler actually just posted that today, and I was like, "Oh, great! I could say this in my webinar." He said, your biggest cost isn't your money; it's your time. It's what you're losing while you wait. I told you I was charging less than 10% of what I was worth. I didn't even know my worth. Because to be honest with you, my goal was to write it for 1,200 just to get started, get some experience, get some social proof. The proof is in the book. See, every day without authority is another day someone else gets that contract that you struggle to get. Delay is the most expensive thing in your business. No more waiting. No more waiting. Now, if I was sitting across from you, if I was your business therapist, and my DC just came out, right? I would ask you the question, who loses when you play small? See, the first person that loses is you, of course, because you're playing small. You know who else loses? The people you're called to serve. Yeah, they may be able to get it from somebody else, but you were the one that was called to serve them. Why are you sitting in your Jonah moment? Get out the well. Get out the well. Right? How much longer will you keep your genius a secret? See, every entrepreneur has a mirror moment where they realize I've been hiding behind the work. See, it's good to be able to tell people that you're doing something that's hard or you did something innovative and all that type of stuff. It's like, yeah, I did that, I did that. But like, oh yeah, you hustle, you did that. Man, I'm out for presidents to represent me. And that's dollar bills. So I'm telling you this with love. God didn't give you that gift for you to bury it. See, you've got the skill, the story, and the solution. But the world doesn't know because you haven't claimed your platform. It's your time. You already have the message. I'm here to help you amplify it. So now for those who really want to move fast, because authority rewards action, you always got to have a fast action bonus, right? That's what they teach us. Have something to reward the people that want to move fast. And I'll drop the link in the chat. Go look, check it out. See, speed is spiritual. Momentum favors the mover. See, when you take action quickly, you're declaring that you're done waiting for permission. I know it's like, well, let me look, let me think about it. See, but that's how your clients will come to you because that's what you're putting out there. Let me think about it. Keep happening. Let me look at another options. Keep happening because that's how you operate. Now, for those who move before the end of this webinar, as we like to call it, this training, this experience, whatever you want to call it, I've got something that will lock in your momentum, right? Along with everything else that we're getting, I want to give you an authority accelerator call where we will build the 90-day visibility roadmap, right? Where we actually go through and see where you're going to put the book, who you're going to talk to, where is this going to fit in? Let's create a list of people to reach out to, get you some book orders, all of those things, right? Yes, I like I said, I'm a high touch guy. I love success, not just my own, but that of my clients, and especially those who are willing to move fast. See, one of my coaches said you have to invest at the level you want results. See, a lot of us are getting $27 results because we want to make $27 investments. See, this is really a $10,000 investment in yourself. But I'm helping you by giving you a discount. But I want you to see it as a $10,000, right? When you get the intensive, the strategy call, the framework, the playbook, all of that. Or if you go VIP, yes, it's a $14,000 investment. I'll give you the opportunity to come in lower. but you're investing that much in what you're doing. And if it netted you one $10,000 contract, would it be worth it? If all you did was get 1,000 book orders, it would be more than worth it. Now, the real world value, I just told you, I know ghostwriters. They charge a lot of money and it takes a long time. That DIY that you've been trying to do, it rarely gets finished. And then by the time you get to the end, you're like, oh, wait, now I got to do all the publishing stuff. But for us, it's easy. And I like to remove excuses by removing risk. I have a done with you guarantee. If you show up and you do the work, we're not leaving until your book is done. Finished. Period. That's my guarantee. This isn't a maybe. This is a mission. We're going to finish this book in them 2 days. I will personally stay with you until it's done. The good thing is we have the methodology where it won't take that long. I can make that commitment not because I plan on staying that long. I can make that a commitment because I know how good it is. Now, Tony Robbins was talking to Warren Buffett, and they said, what's the greatest investment you've ever made? Buffett said, myself. He didn't say stocks. He didn't say real estate. He said himself. You know, it's crazy. Warren Buffett hasn't written a bunch of books, but he got his authority because people write books about him. They say if you want to be great, either write something worth reading or do something worth writing about. Do both. Start with writing something worth reading. But again, like I said, the longer you stay quiet, the louder everyone else gets. You're not waiting on opportunity. Opportunity is waiting on your authority. Join the launch experience because, as I said before, there is no problem in our community that doesn't have an entrepreneurial solution. You have the solution to problems that people need. See, you can stay invisible or you can become undeniable. I want you to write the book that shifts how the world sees you and how it pays you. But most of all, and I can tell you from my own experience, it'll shift how you see yourself. So the card is open. I'll see what time people go when they jump in. When the receipts come through to see whether or not you qualify for the fast action bonus. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, speculations, please drop them in the chat or reach out to me. I'm easy to find, easy to reach. Like I said, I'm a high touch consultant. So I thank y'all for coming through. Does anybody have any questions, comments, concerns while I'm still here? Metaphysical speculations. Yes, I am Carl Gray III, your business solutions architect, and I look forward to working with you, helping you to launch this book, your great book, your authority book. And I'll see you at the top. Why? Because I don't want to be there by myself. Y'all have a good one. Peace.